Hi everyone. I'm going to do a brief, really quick tutorial about how I did my Disney album, except this time I'm going to use Winter Wonderland from Recollections and do a Christmas album instead. So I'm going to get to it. I don't cut down my 8.5 by 11 paper. I use the sheets exactly how they are. So I'll set that aside for right now. What I do is I use my envelope punch board and my scoreboard to make my file folder pages. Okay, the first thing that I do is I'm going to do 2, 3, I'm going to do 7 pages because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to do a Christmas daily, and then that will leave me 3 pages to do pockets and whatnot with out of the cardstock. The pack that I bought was it was the multi-pack from Recollections. This is the green version, but I bought the red version. So it gives you 50 sheets, so there's 10 sheets of each color, which is awesome and just what I need. Okay, so first thing that I do is I take my 8.5 by 11 sheet and I score at 5 1/4. Okay, and you're going to do this for all of the pages. So 5 1/4. Okay, that's it. You're done with scoring. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to use the envelope punch board. Now, this album is going to have 7 pages, so I'm going to have an extra tab somewhere in there, and I'm just going to probably have to have a first tab. What I have done is I use 3 tabs to do 1, 2, and 3, and that's all I do. And the reason why is because the way that I've done my measurements, it sets it up perfect for an 8.5 by 11. This is an 8.5 by 11 sheet. I've not done anything to it except for score it. What you need to remember is this is going to be the big side. This is going to be the side that folds up. Okay, so that's what you got to remember at all times. You're going to keep that in your head. To do the first tab, let me get the center so you can see it. I put my paper at 3 inches, and then that's it. Okay, and then that gives me my first tab. Now, I like to have this doing the same thing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that center notch here. I'm going to make sure the center of my paper goes to the center of that notch, or a little bit over towards where the guide meets that thing. If I put the paper up where the guide meets it, you can barely see it, like that, right there, it'll give me that little bit of a lip and edge that most file folders have, this little lip right here. If you don't want to have that little lip and you want it to go all the way off, that's up to you. Okay, now there's my file tab. I'm going to be cutting this piece off, but for the bottom piece I want to come in and do that underscore. So I'm going to do the same exact thing on the bottom. I'm going to go to 3 inches, punch it. I don't need to punch this one because I'm actually going to cut this side off on this one. Okay, and then this is how it's going to look. I'm going to get my handy dandy trimmer here because the Caterpillar works, but it's bulky. Okay, so I want to cut this piece off the big one, and I'm going to put my guide wire to where I can just barely see that, and as soon as I get clear, I'm going to take that away so that that comes off. Okay, and that's what I want to do. And then there's your file tab. That's it. And then on this side, I want to take this piece off. So I'm going to do the same thing, except instead of cutting this, I'm going to cut this. You can do this with an X-Acto. You can do this with the scissors, however you're comfortable, whatever you want to do. Okay. And what that's going to do is when you fold it, that's going to give you your tab. Now see, this is this side tab. If I wanted this side tab, I just fold this the opposite way. So right there, I've already shown you how to do both the left and the right hand tabs. That's it. The center tab is just as easy. Again, you're going to do 3 inches to here, punch, then you're just going to flip it over and do the same 3 inches. And do the same thing for the other side. 3 inches, flip it over. 3 inches. That's it. Okay. Then come back in with the trimmer. Okay. This is the bigger side, so I want to keep the tab. So I want to go to the tab here, move my thing, come back. Okay, and there it is. I keep my tab. And then opposite on this one, I want to take the tab off. It's kind of tricky because you kind of got to get the blade in there a little bit. There we go. Just mess with it just a little bit. There it is. Okay, a little bit tricky. And you can go in there with your scissors and clean that up if you like. I just can't cut a straight line worth a darn with my scissors without any kind of guide or edge. But I like the Tim Holtz scissors because of the cut that they give you, but I don't like trying to get edges with them because they muff up your paper. So I'm not totally thrilled with the Tim Holtz Tonics. Sorry, Tim. Okay, so there you have it. That's how you do either the left, the right, and the middle. Okay, and I'll do one so you can see how they line up. Again, do the same thing. 3. I only need to do that side because this is my short edge. You got to remember that this is the side that you worked on, so you got to stay. You got to see this is the same side, so you got to stay on the same side. So you might have to do some flipping. Okay, there. Okay. Alrighty. And this is going to be, let's see what I made. I made left, so this is going to be right. So I want it this way. And up. And there you have it. 1, 2, 3. Oops, put this in the middle. Just like that. Okay. Now, to do any kind of additions, embellishments, whatever you want to do, what I have done on mine is I have the corner rounders from We Are Memory Keepers, and I have gone to every exposed corner, not this one, but every other exposed corner, and I've gone ahead with my 1/4 inch, and I've rounded and cleaned those up. Okay, I just think it looks a little bit more elegant, and I've actually kind of filed this one down just a hair so it's not as sharp. There we go. Just like that. So it's just not as sharp and pointy. Okay, and all these extra frayed edges and everything else I'll sand off before I do my finished product. Okay, so I've done, that's what I'm going to do to all of these. Again, my 1/4 inch. And for the sake of the tutorial, I'm only actually going to do these 3 pages, so bear with me. I'm trying to do them kind of quickly for you guys. But I wanted you to see exactly how the whole process is done. Okay. Alright, that's it. I'm done with those 3. Okay. Hopefully you can see that there's a little bit of, let me use a black sheet so you can kind of see that. Let's see how that kind of goes there. There's about 1/4 of an inch between that first layer and the second layer. Okay. I like it because what it does is it gives you some nice even file tabs. And they're pretty much the same size. The middle is just a little bit smaller, but it works out just fine. If you want to change the middle to make it a bigger file tab, you can. I kind of like seeing it. That's up to you. Okay, so I'm going to take my spare sheets that I had and create pockets. The nice thing about this album is it's 8.5 long. Okay, so no matter what I do, it's 8.5. I know that measurement. I'm not going to muff that up, and I can't mess it up here. So instead of making the folds out of the piece of paper, what I can go ahead and do instead, is I go ahead and just make the brackets, and don't worry about that. Okay, so I want to make one of my pockets here. Now I need my cutter. And to those of you that are wondering about this, this is the Caterpillar Pro. It is the version 3. I love it. Love, 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 love. Okay, so my measurements for my files are the full file tab is about 5 3/8, and the little file tab is 5 1/4. Okay, so I know my pocket needs to be 8.5 long, and then however wide that I want it. I'm going to go with, let's go with 3 inches, or 3.5. Let's do 3.5. Okay, now I don't need to create a panel on the bottom to do a fold underneath, because when I do my hidden hinge is going to come in here, adhere there, and adhere there, and that's going to be what seals this bottom part of my pocket. Okay, you're going to lose a little bit because of that. You're going to lose about 1/2 inch, but that's fine. I don't mind that. If you mind that, then do it the other way and give yourself another 1/2 inch and then fold that under before you do your hidden hinge. That's up to you. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And then what I can do with my 8.5 sheet is I can go ahead and do my 3 1/4, because I don't like my pieces to go all the way down, and then I can cut these at 1 inch increments. I know you're watching me and drooling. I know. I love this cutter. That's all I'm doing. Just slice back and forth, slice back and forth. Oh, I am so in love with this cutter. If you don't already have one of these, oh my gosh, you need to get one. Oh, this needs to be at 1. Ha, that's why. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. So there's my little pieces, and I'm going to fold these in half, and those are what's going to become my sides. Okay, put this over here for now. Oops. I need the board. Okay. And because these are just little inside pieces, they don't have to be perfect. So I just kind of throw them on there. Okay, and I just need 2 for this one. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm going to do 4 because I'm going to show you how to do the double pocket. Hang on. Okay. Okay, that's 4. Okay, so just fold them. Fold them, fold them, fold them. Okay. I'll grab my adhesive real quick. My centering ruler, and I'm all set. So here's my first folder. I want to go on this front pocket here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to center my ruler. Like, I have a centering ruler, and this is 8.5, so I know I'm going to get 4 1/4. So 4 1/4 to 4 1/4, and then I'm going to mark my center. 4 1/4, 4 1/4, mark my center, and then go ahead and do the whole line. on my ruler. Okay, you're not going to see this, so it's not a big deal if it shows. Okay, I'm going to get my tape, put it on there. I don't care where on these it goes as long as it goes on there. I do tend to put it more towards the fold, but that's me. Okay. That would be my husband. Okay. That's all set. Now, here's where the tricky part comes in. You are going to want to put your, hidden hinge in to this before you set this down. And the reason being is because when you put this down, if you have these down and you glue it down to the bottom, then you're not going to be able to get that hidden hinge in there perfectly. Okay? So, I'm just, for the sake of argument, going to show you how to put this together, but not put it onto here, because I am going to be using this as my album. Okay. I want to have this for 2 tags, so what I am doing is I am dividing this center. I'm putting it all the way up to the top. And I'm following that line with my, my edge. Same thing here. I'm going to butt this up against it, going all the way to the top. Okay. And again, going all the way to the top. It doesn't matter if it goes completely all the way to the bottom, because like I said, that hinge is going to cover about 1/2 inch of this. Okay. And there we go. Okay, and what that's going to do is when you get that down here onto this page, it's going to leave you with this pocket here and then this pocket here. Okay, and you'll be able to go all the way to the edge here and to the edge here, and that'll give you some nice tag pockets and everything else. Okay, so that's one style, and like I said, you don't have to split it up if you don't want. You could just leave this as one whole pocket. It's entirely up to you. And again, if you don't want this sealed on the bottom and you want it to act as a flat pocket, then go ahead and put an extra of the wings or whatever you want to call them on there. Okay, again, that goes like that. So that's one. It's one style that I've done. The other ones that I am actually working on, did I draw? Oh, I left my drawings upstairs. Ah, bummer. Okay. The other ones that I'm working on to do are, I have the Cascade Waterfall, which if you've done any YouTubes, you can do that. Dropping that back out. Okay, and here's the Cascade Waterfall. You can see, where did I put it? There it is. Okay, here's the waterfall. Okay, it's really basic, really simple. All that is whatever size photo measurement you want, and then add 1/2 inch, and then just stack it all the way down. And you can do a decorative edge, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. Okay, I just butted it up against it and had the little contrast there. And I'll probably put some Mickey sayings or whatever else. On some of my other pages, I didn't have a pocket. I didn't do a pocket on all of them, I don't think. Or did I? Maybe I did. Yeah, on this one I did. But I'm not going to on the new one. I'm going to do some different things. Yep, I did. Did a pocket on all of them. Okay. Yeah, this one I did the pocket on the bottom instead of the side. But either way, it's however you do pockets, that's how you do it. You just add the little wings on the bottom and you're all set. Okay, we've all been doing that for a while. On this one, what I did was I added flip pockets. I did this on my Place and Time as well. And what I do is I just put these down before I put my mat, so that the mat covers where the flip goes in. Okay, that's all I did for that. And again, there's that split pocket. You can see how that worked. Okay, again, it's really simple. It's really basic. It's just an 8.5. That's it. If you haven't already seen how the hidden hinge system is done, there's plenty of tutorials online. If you need to see how this puts together with that hidden hinge, I'll be glad to show you. But for now, that's it. Thanks for watching.